Right, so the first thing I've looked at, you sent me a message on WhatsApp um, the other day, the first day you reached out to me, and you asked me a question in the messages about, you says, oh, I just want to know this about Reese. So I've taken that time, it was 2:53 you sent me the message. So I've used that time to ask a question, because you can do a chart where you ask a specific question as to what's going on. So what I'm getting from this, this is the time that you asked the question in Sheffield, and there's bad and good in it. So the not so good thing is the fact that Venus here is square Neptune, and that can signify deceit. But Venus is in Gemini, so this would only be with regards to talking, texts, or that type of stuff. Venus in Gemini is also quite flirty, so, you know, in that kind of respect. So we have the Venus square Neptune here, and they're both very prominent in the chart, so it is possibly likely that he has been talking to somebody else. It doesn't mean to say that anything's been going on between them physically, but possibly just like some type of communication going on. And to clarify that, this is Reese's chart, and as you can see in Reese's chart, he has his Venus, this is Reese's Venus when he was born, at 22 degrees Gemini, which is exactly the same as the one in the Aurora chart for the other day, which just confirms it even more. So there is a possibility that he has been talking to somebody else. The good thing is the angles here are changeable angles, so it's not like things are set in stone right now and this is the end and that's it. Like, there is changeability in it with regards to what's going on, that there is changeability. And you've also got this aspect here, what goes to Venus. This is a nice aspect which can mean reconciliation, and also you've got the moon right here, which makes a nice aspect to you, Mercury, so which is about talking. So I'm seeing that as being able to eventually sort things out. This aspect perfects in approximately 3 degrees, because moon's at 9 and Mercury's at 12. So this could be 3 days, 3 weeks, or latest 3 months, possibly 3 weeks. So that is the chart with regards to the question, what you asked, like about Reese. This is another chart that I've looked at. This is your chart for the year. So it started the day before your birthday. This is your chart for the whole year, and it just gives you like a, it doesn't tell you what's going to happen the whole year, but it'll tell you like a certain thing in that year that's going to happen. And this chart has picked up on the fact of the separation, because you've got Saturn, which is the planet of difficulties and separations, obstacles, that type of thing, right here. So this chart has already played itself out, but luckily you have got a nice aspect to the moon, so this issue can be sorted out. And you've also got, once again, Mercury making a trine here, so once again the communication aspect, because that's where what Mercury rules, communication. So, you know, you can this is workable to be able to eventually sort things out. So this chart has already played out, and Venus here in your yearly chart is at 6 degrees Pisces, and if we go to your chart, Venus is right here, square the moon. So it's showing the separation. So this is your natal chart. There is going to be an eclipse on the 5th of May, but sometimes eclipses can happen sooner. They don't necessarily have to happen on the exact date, but I'm just telling you this just in case, because there's a possibility it might have already happened and it's triggered Reese, like saying what I said to you. But if not, on the 5th of May, which is just a few days away now, the eclipse is going to happen at 15 degrees Scorpio, so it's going to be right here in your chart. And this here is your angle, and it's very sensitive to being triggered by like eclipses or full moons or whatever, because of the specific time that you was born. So there's a possibility the eclipse could cause something, but this, once again, if it does cause something, it could be to do with having things out with Reese and talking about things, because the eclipse is also going to be square your sun, and your sun is in the 3rd house of communication. That's what the 3rd house is all about. And the sun's right there, and the sun's a male planet as well. So the eclipse could possibly cause, you both to really have it out. Or Scorpio is about secrets. So from what I've just showed you in the Harori chart with the Venus Neptune square, it could bring something up to do with that as well. Maybe you find something out, or I don't know, you end up speaking to him about something or whatever to do with that, and yeah, the eclipse could bring that out. There is also another specific date for you, which I told you about. On the 31st of August this year, there's going to be a full moon. That's what a full moon looks like, because the moon's opposite the sun, and the moon's going to be at 7 degrees Pisces. This is going to be on your node here and square your moon. So this is why I said it doesn't look like it's the end between you and Reese right now, because there's other things going on later in the year. So this could cause issues again to do with you and Reese, some type of separation. But because Saturn is also here with the full moon, Saturn's also there as well. It can either go to two ways. It can go like you end up separating again, or if you work with Saturn and you're patient and are willing to put the work into the relationship of how each other is, working with each other properly, then Saturn doesn't necessarily have to be negative. Saturn can be the cement of the relationships, the glue. So that full moon on the 31st of August can actually bring you closer if you both allow it to. But if Reese is one that, he doesn't really want to talk, and he's not going to tell you how he's feeling about things and all that stuff, and you've still not got to that point by the time of August, then there's a possibility that that full moon with Saturn can once again cause difficulties between you and Reese. Once again, not necessarily a 100% ending, just, you know, issues that you both need to deal with each other. And I say this because another chart of yours, this is another chart of yours, it's dated for today, and so basically this is your natal chart when you're born. All the planets are just set there. It's like a snapshot of when you was born at the specific time. It's like a snapshot of where the planets was. But as you go through life and you get older and the years pass, your planets all move around, some faster than others. So you have to take that into consideration too. So as of today, in your progressed chart, which is showing how your natal chart planets have progressed around up until now, you're going to see here you've got the moon this is as of today, so the moon is very, very close to the sun. It's kind of like ending cycles, you know, completing things, ready for new things to take place. So if I move the chart, taking into consideration the 31st of August full moon, so if I move this, I'm going to move it like 1 month at a time. So this is June, July, August, September. Let's move it one more. So the beginning of October, as you can see, the moon and the sun are now exact, and it's now classed as a new moon, which signifies new starts. So it looks like between now and then, so approximately, like, you're talking like September time, which is going to come from the full moon as well at the end of August. So between now and then, you know, you're going to have stuff to deal with to do with Reese. Like I've said, I'm not seeing this breakup as a total ending. I do see that you have still got some things with Reese to deal with when you get back together and stuff. You know, you might have some more hiccups in the next few months, but you know, if you both try and work on them together, there is the possibility of a new start, because the new moon here also makes a trine, which is a nice aspect to Pluto, which is about, you know, really transforming things in the relationship. You know, like the relationship will probably not even be the same as it was before. Like, you will have both grown from the issues that you've experienced with each other, and grown as people, separate people, grown together, and you'll probably, hopefully at this stage then, be more connected and more able to understand each other and talk about things and that type of stuff. So there is a possibility of a new beginning, not necessarily getting back together again around this time, but, you know, like kind of a new energy between you both, kind of starting September time this year, which is going to be triggered by the full moon. So this full moon at the end of August is very crucial to how you both deal with it, because there's a possibility it will be bringing issues again. But if you're both mature about it, because Saturn's also about maturity, and you're able to resolve things and talk and, you know, whatever's going to be going on at that stage, then Saturn will provide you with like the glue to stick together, which ties in with the time that you're coming up to the new moon. New starts, new beginnings. Like let's just leave all the past in the past now. We're not going to do this anymore. And yeah, so that's it. So there's a lot of charts that you can look at. There's loads of charts you can look at in astrology, but just with regards to your question, because you know, like, does he love you, and you know, he's gonna, you really wanted to know, like, is he gonna come back, or is that the end? Well, he is gonna come back. It's definitely not the end between you and Reese. One last thing I didn't show you before. Let me move this chart back to now. Yeah, so Saturn right now is at 5 degrees Pisces. This is what I mentioned to you the other night. Look, your node is at 5 degrees Pisces also, and Saturn right now is right here and squaring your moon. This is what's caused the issues with your relationship with Reese. But you know, like I said, if you work with Saturn and be mature about things, you can work things out. It doesn't necessarily mean an outright ending, but you have got Saturn issues here. So that's another thing that's caused the breakup. And also when he broke up with you, like I said, Mercury is, where are we? Mercury is currently retrograde in Taurus, which is right here in your 7th house. So it happened, this is the house of relationships, so Mercury was kind of here the time that he said that to you. So, you know, Mercury's due to go back direct soon, in a few days. So, you know, that could like cause, it will help with being able to like speak with him more clearly. So yeah, there was that as well. So yeah, just to tie this up, it's not the ending. There is, I looked at a couple of things in Reese's charts and combined with yours, but that's like a total whole different reading altogether, because you have to basically take into consideration all his aspects against all your aspects, and you know, that's a good probably hour like reading to do, like especially when I've recorded it. So I, you know, like for now, for what I've done for you, I just needed to get you the answers of if it's the end, and it's not the end, but you've just got things to work through. Yeah, so I hope I've kind of helped you out by what I've told you, and I've not confused you too much. When I send you the reading, once you've listened to it, if you've got any other questions or anything to do with it, or you don't understand something, then just let me know.